Hello folks, welcome to Saving Miller. Well, we took a bit of a hiatus in case you're a subscriber and you notice we didn't post the weekend video. We took a vacation out of state, it was great, got away and got to some cooler weather. Ironically, the weather here actually broke kind of, so it's actually really nice. We have highs in the hundreds still, but the low 100s, so fall is coming and we've got a lot of work to do. So we're actually looking forward to this season and very excited about all the things we got to do. We got to plant more trees, we got animals to take care of and all of that. So usually when we go on vacation, you know, we come back and we kind of have to start over and get things going again. Well, this time we come back and we have all kinds of drama. So actually before we left, we had a duck who was getting worked over a little bit and feathers on the back of its head were getting pulled and some issues there. So we actually isolated her and got another duck with her so that she can be content here in the orchard. The rest of the birds are all out in the pasture, so they're doing fine. The cows, on the other hand, if you recall, we took one of them to to get butchered last week, but apparently while we were gone, something went wrong with one of the others, and we're still not sure what it is. It looks like some kind of blindness, so I've got a call to a vet, and hopefully we can figure out what it is. I'm not sure. Blindness in cows is not a good thing, and usually it means they have to be taken to the slaughterhouse early. But apparently the larger of the steers that we still have here broke through a bunch of the electric fences and through a physical fence on the other side and terrorized one of the neighbors. And so the folks here had a tough time getting them back in. So thank you to all of you who got that accomplished. I don't envy your task. So he's a big, strong steer. We're not sure what's going on. I don't see any signs of pink eye, but I'm no vet either. So let's go take a look and see how they look this morning. He just seems to walk around in the stall. We've got him locked in and he'll crash into stuff. So I cut some fresh grass and alfalfa to see if the smell will get him over, because I haven't seen him eating since we got home late last night. So let's go take a look. Guy here appears to be fine. He hasn't seemed to have any issues, and he hasn't seemed to be bothered by the big one. So if you take a look, you know, his eyes appear to be normal in general. We do have a lot of flies, but we'll see if he comes to check out what we're doing. He did seem to be able to kind of steer himself using my voice. And so I was pleased by that. It's a good thing we've had the contact and everything. So we'll give them this fresh grass and with some alfalfa mixed in. They've had hay, but clearly this is not ideal and this is not what they're used to. And unfortunately, you can see he doesn't seem to even bother. And these stalls are not real robust, but it is strong enough to kind of contain him for a little bit, as long as he doesn't get too worked up. So I'm not sure what's going on. You know, it's only been maybe a day or so since we've had the issue, so I don't think he's eaten much for about a day. And so I'm trying to get some food into him. Hopefully he'll eat, and we'll see. Hopefully a vet can help us out with this. Definitely not what we're hoping for, but we'll let you know how this progresses.
You can't say her. You have to say her.
So the steer is back in the stall here. The veterinarian's just left for the second time. You see there's foaming at the mouth there. This guy's in pretty bad shape. We don't have anything conclusive as far as what the issue is. So it does appear like, according to the vet, there's a pretty significant neurotic issue, most likely from plant poisoning of some sort. So I've got some work to do to figure out what he could have eaten out there in the pasture that would have poisoned him, and see if I can prevent that from happening again. So the vet that we called actually is from what I called a college close to us that has a veterinary school, and so they came out, and there's 3 students and 2 instructors, I guess. And so I thought it was pretty interesting to have students check the cow out, you know, and try to diagnose what's going on while they have a mentor to help guide them a little bit. So we're currently going to administer some thiamine to hopefully bring his levels back up and to see if he'll start eating again. We can get him to drink, but he is pretty blind, so he can't even find the water that's there in front of him. So we have to bring a bucket and put his nose in it. So I'm gonna have to spend a little extra time taking care of this guy. Hopefully he survives. I would say the chances actually are pretty low, but we're gonna do what we can, and we'll see what happens. The next morning, and our steer is still alive, thankfully. The vet came out, you know, was not looking good yesterday. I mean, he was in bad condition. But we started administering thiamine, and there's a good possibility that that's the issue. He still isn't eating, but he's standing, much better attitude this morning, better body language, and he's not crashing into things. I don't think he can see very well, but hopefully the blindness will decrease as his temperature goes down and stuff like that. He had really elevated temperatures yesterday. So now I have the challenge of trying to put a needle into him. So I've already administered this twice, but he wasn't even moving. But when I tried it this morning at 2 a.m., he was standing like this, and he wasn't impressed with this idea at all. So we'll see how it goes this morning. I'm not sure. It's definitely a bit tricky. I don't really have the facilities to do something like this. I think we can get him back if we can keep taking care of him.
You'll happily eat the food. Come on.
You gonna let me do this? Let's see if you can see. Can you see? I think you can. Yeah.
His ears are twitching, and yesterday they weren't. He's responding to sound.
Yeah, he does listen to me. You gonna let me touch you? I'm still blind. Let me touch you. Try to get this in you. This is pretty tricky.
Having 2 bodies?
Well, no, because I don't know if he can.
You want to try to do it from out here?
Yeah.
Well, he's peeing. That means he drank something. He was pretty dehydrated yesterday as well. We were having to get him to drink water out of a bucket. Nice job. Whoa, whoa.
Not happy about it.
I can see why you don't want to be in there.
Yeah, because I don't know what he's going to do. Okay.
We've been reading about what causes B1 deficiencies, and it can be a plant that blocks it. Certain plants can produce enzymes that block the B1, and so then their rumen doesn't work. It's kind of a confusing thing, but we're still not sure if we have a plant that does that.
Dear boy. Well, after 3 days of thiamine treatment and a couple more days in the stall there, just eating hay, I am letting the sixth steer back out. He is being quite tentative, which is okay. I think he sees the wire in front of him, and he's being pretty cautious. I don't know if he maybe has some bad memories, but he's just waiting there. I had the little steer locked up with him last night. Corona, I guess, is his name, and so here he is. You know, he's been eating fairly well. He's been eating hay, and he's been doing all right. You can see there, he's looking at me. He hears me. He's been definitely hearing pretty well. He hasn't been crashing into things in the stall anymore, but I do think that he's blind in his right eye, so the one that's towards us right now. So I let him out early this morning. I have some time, so I'm going to hang out here and just kind of make sure that everything's okay. If I have to, I'll have to put him back in there and feed him hay a little longer, but I think he's kind of trying to figure out his environment here. We've got a lot of grass here, so I really need a big steer like this to eat it. They really aren't even coming close to keeping up with it. Okay, I changed the fence here a little bit. This grass actually has been growing back for about 2 weeks, and this is what we wanted to see. He's back to grazing, so this is good. So in addition to the troubles with the steer, we had another really unfortunate thing happen. Late one afternoon, coyote came through the fence somewhere and got one of our ducks. So it's really upsetting. Actually, I got 3 ducks, so he ate this one and then got 2 more. He killed them. Didn't get a chance to eat them. We saw him. We were just coming out to do evening chores, and so we were coming through the gate up there, and we saw a duck out in the pasture. And so we came running out because we saw what was going on. I saw him jump with a duck in his mouth and came running here full tilt, and he went through the fence again, and I didn't see if he went over or not, but then he took off down the road there. So that was very upsetting. These 3 ducks were laying eggs every single day, so our duck flock has decreased quite a bit. We were getting 12 duck eggs a day, or well, 11. Because we had 11 ducks and then the 2 drakes there, so they got 3 of the ducks. The drakes are good. It doesn't seem, I don't know where Thanksgiving was or what he was doing. We didn't actually see anything. The coyote wasn't inside the fence, but we are going to electrify this fence now, and hopefully that'll help us a little bit. So we've got the 8 ducks out here, and then there's 2 that are back in the orchard. So they lay every day as well, and she's healing nicely, so she'll come back out soon. So that's been the story of our week. Like I said, it's been a little bit challenging, but these things happen. It's a life on a farm, I guess. And it's really good to see the steer. He's navigating, he's looking at me now, he's listening to me as I'm talking, so it's really good to see him back out here on pasture. You know, really, if he can't navigate with these fences, then that's just not going to work for us. So I'm very happy to see this now, at least, and hopefully he won't walk through the back one. So I'm going to keep a pretty close eye on him today, and we'll see how it turns out. Saving Miller out.